Hello everyone! Welcome to DodoCharms Etsy shop at Etsy Virtual Made Local Master Market East Coast. I'm so happy to see you today. I'm just gonna check very fast whether everything is streaming all right. This has been a very challenging task for me to figure out how the live stream works, but I guess I am yeah, I think everything works okay. Okay, so my name is Natalia. I'm the maker behind DodoCharms, an Etsy shop where I create handmade jewelry and where I also sell some of the craft supplies. I think I just need to adjust my light a bit. Yeah, this is a challenge. I think my eyes look like dark holes on this video. Okay. Yeah. Oh, maybe I'll just move it around a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoy this market. It has been something very unusual and new for all of us as the makers, and we are learning. Oh, okay, I think this is better. And we are learning how it works, and we just hope you really enjoy it. So today I'm going to do some project. It's gonna be a hand stamp personalized bracelet, and I'm gonna talk how I work and show the process to you. And then I'm also gonna show you the craft supplies I have in my Etsy shop and talk a bit more about them. And just a reminder, if you haven't seen an announcement in my booth, that for everyone who's gonna make a purchase in my Etsy shop by the end of Sunday, so by the end of the market, everyone is gonna get a free infinity bracelet like the one I'm wearing here. So I have them all prepared in different colors, so you don't need to add any kind of code or anything. You'll just place an order and I'll make sure to add a little freebie to it. So let's get started. So today I'm gonna make the bracelet similar to this one. Okay, I'm not sure it's okay. I think you can see it here. So it has a little tag in the middle where I'm gonna stamp a name, and it comes with a braided cord. So let's get started. I'm just gonna use a little bit bigger metal stamp, and I'll probably adjust the screen. I think this is gonna be nice angle for the camera. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the chat, which should be on the right-hand side of the screen. I'll be happy to answer your questions. So let's see. I wanted to do it with this oval metal tag, and this is actually gonna be a bracelet for myself. I rarely do anything for myself, and I wanted to have this little hand stamp bracelet with the name of my daughter. I have a daughter who is 16 months old and whom I loved so much, and I thought it would be nice to have a bracelet with her name. Not that I could ever forget it, so, but anyway. So what I'm gonna do now, I have this metal anvil and the rubber block to kind of block the noise, and so I'm gonna stick this metal tag to the anvil so it doesn't move anywhere, and I'm also gonna mark the places where I'm gonna stamp the letters. I like to do it so to make sure it's the whole word is even, and if I don't do that, I may kind of make one letter higher than another, so which is kind of fine, but I prefer when it's aligned. So okay, what I usually do, I have the name written in there on the piece of paper. So I'm gonna do a name and a little heart symbol, and then I calculate how many symbols are there and figure out how much space it should take on a tag. So the name I'm gonna stamp is Annie, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 symbols, and I usually have a spacing about like 2.5 millimeters between each of the symbols. So it's gonna be like 15 millimeter long, maybe 16 millimeter long, because I have a little blank between the name and the heart symbol. Okay, so I'll just mark the middle of the stamp, middle of the tag here. Okay, and I'll just mark the placement of each of the letter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Okay, so now once the places for the letters are marked, I'm gonna get to the stamping. So I have a couple of the different fonts of the Impress Art metal stamps. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah, I really like this one. Okay. This is so unusual for me to work during the daytime. I forgot when was the last time I really was doing some job during the day, because usually because we have a baby with us and my husband has to work on his leather goods. For those who don't know, we also own another Etsy shop which called Dodo Leather, where we make all kind of leather goods. Well, actually, my husband makes the leather goods, and I do all kind of other business related stuff around our Etsy shop. So because like his items, his leather goods take so much time to make, so he's usually the one who is working during the day in his studio making them, and I'm entertaining our baby, so I only usually get the time to work at nighttime when she's off at the bed. Because if I try to do it with her around, it usually turns up to a big mess, and she kind of comes to the table, grabs everything from it, and yeah, it's just not working. So I can I can do some work with her, like I can pack my orders, or sometimes I even can take some pictures when I'm lucky. But even with the pictures, like because she's obsessed with the camera, she would come and grab it. So usually, like the one thing I can do for my Etsy shop with her, it's a packing orders, because it's where I can keep her entertained, and she's not gonna play with some little things like the metal tags or stamps. So I decided I actually gonna make the little heart symbol right below the name. Yeah, I think it's gonna be better than that. So I have the name stamped. Okay, and then I'm gonna add this little heart symbol here. Okay, yeah, I like it. Okay, so the next step will be that I'm gonna punch another hole. So this kind of metal tags, it comes already with one hole cut through, but to make a bracelet, I need two holes, and I actually need bigger holes. But I'll firstly just make it with a little uh, size of the punch, and then I'm gonna make the holes bigger. Okay, here we go. So I have the hose punch on both ends, and okay, let's aside the enamel and the stems. I'm gonna use it again. So to make the bigger holes, I have this heavy duty punch with different sizes of their cutters. So I'm gonna use the one which is 3 millimeters big, and this thing is pretty amazing. It can cut through their like sticker tags, and the one I'm using here, it's made of copper, and it's kind of hard to cut if I were to use the regular the regular cutter with a little end here. I could probably even damage or break it. So for the text like that, I usually use this heavier punch. Okay. Okay, let me see. Sometimes it requires a couple times to go through. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so I got a bigger hole with it. Yeah, and I'm gonna do the same on the opposite side. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so the next step I'm gonna do, I need to make this tag more curvy. So right now it's kind of flat and it won't lay on the wrist very nicely. And I also have to get rid of these little sharp sharp pieces where I cut the bigger holes. So I'm gonna smooth them over first, and then I'm gonna curve this little tag. Okay. Okay. I like to use my rubber block to put the stamp on it, and then I'll just go with the file and sand it over until it's nice and smooth. And I also can use some of the flat nose pliers to kind of flatten the sharpie ends and then file them, then sand them. Okay. Okay, so I think this is better. The other. Okay, I think this is good enough. So the next step I'm gonna do, I have this wooden block with their like half round holes in it of different size. So this is a great little tool which I use to kind of curve the tags. So I have the two little, I don't know, mollets or setters for it. So this one is kind of more flat, and this is more like rounded one. So I'm gonna use the one which is flatter, and then you're gonna use the biggest hole for this tag because it's kind of big. So if I use some of the smaller ones, it's gonna be very pointy, which I don't want to get. So I'll just primer it a couple of times till it has the shape which I want it to have. Yeah, I think this is nice. Just a couple more times. Yeah. So I think this is nice. Oh, just this side. Okay. Yeah, I think this is what I want it to be. So now you can see it's kind of a curvy shape, so it will lay on the wrist perfectly. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so the next step would be I want to fill these letters with a black color so it pops up better. I use a Sharpie marker for that. So I'll just cover it all with the black Sharpie and make sure to fill every piece of the letter. Yeah. Okay. So it's not you look pretty now, but I'm gonna use the polishing cloth, and I'm gonna wipe down all the excess Sharpie, which will leave just the black colored letters and heart symbol inside. Okay. Yeah, with this kind of copper text, it's not so easy to get rid of it because it catches marker very very well. So I need to rub it like for a minute or two until I get the result I want. And sometimes I need to add a little bit more of the color inside and do it all again. Okay. I may also use a little bit as like of alcohol wrap on it, but I don't think I have my my bottle with their alcohol spray, but that's okay. If I rub it long enough, it will come off. Okay, so just letter A. I love doing this hand stamp jewelry. It takes time to make it, but I don't know. I enjoy it. It's kind of my way out, where I feel happy and yeah, I usually when I'm working, as I said, it's usually a night time, and I usually have a nice movie which I kind of listen to, or I listen to some of the podcasts while I'm doing it. So this is kind of my time, and I can enjoy my hobby, and yeah. Okay, yeah, I think yeah, it's nice now, and it's also like because I'm using this polishing cloth, it's also getting more, it's also getting shinier. So, okay, let's see. Okay, so you see it's more polished now. So these kind of stamps, they won't stay as polished forever. They will get darker, but this is a nice thing. Like some people like it, or I like when the tag gets a little bit darker, or like if you want it to stay shiny, you can always rub it with some polishing clothes. Okay, so let's. So one of my favorite colors for the bracelets, and I think for the not only for bracelets but overall like for accessories, for garments, is the navy blue. So I'm gonna use the navy blue sweat cord. It's an artificial sweat cord. I have crazy amount of different colors of it, and it's a nice durable cord. I love working it. It's strong, but it's soft and it feels nicely on the wrist. So I'm gonna cut 4 pieces of the cord, and then I'm gonna braid them on each of the sides. Okay. So I take 2 pieces of the cord and I put them through the hole on each of the side. Okay. And then I make sure it's in the middle point. Okay. Yeah. And the next step I'm gonna braid the cord ends. So I'll just do a couple centimeters and I'll show you how it's gonna look like. Yeah. So it's gonna look like a nice braid, and I need to make it long enough to fit on my wrist. I have relatively small wrist size, so it won't be too long. And one thing what I offer in my Etsy shop for the bracelets I make there, that's the custom sizes of the lengths. So you for every bracelet you can choose from the drop down menus the wrist size, and then I make sure the bracelets I'm making fits this particular wrist perfectly. I found this is way better accommodating rather than offering one universal size, because there is no one universal size. And I think my customers appreciate that they can buy the bracelet and make sure it will fit the person who's gonna wear it, whether it's a child with a tiny wrist or whether it's an adult with a big wrist. So yeah. So then I put a little paper clip on the end, and I'm gonna braid another end, and then I will glue the ends and put up the pictures there. Okay. Okay, maybe just one or two centimeters more. Okay, here we go. I think this is long enough for me. I have about 6.5 inches long grease. So, okay. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of rubber glue on each of the ends where I'm gonna cut the cord to make sure the braid won't come off. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I like to use this craft glue, which kind of gets sticky all the time, and yeah, I need to kind of cut the hole for it every time, but that's okay. No, not coming out. Okay. Yeah, I think it got too thick inside of the bottle, so that's why it's not coming out as easily, but that's okay. I got a little drop of the glue on one end, and then I'm gonna put it on another end, and I'm gonna leave it dry for like maybe a minute or two. It dries very fast, and yeah. Okay, so I will let it dry, and I'm gonna prepare the cord ends, which will be put on each of the end of the, okay, I need to make the bottom of this glue bottle flat so it's not gonna spill the glue all over my shelf. So, okay, and here I have some of the pictures. I'm gonna use, oh, actually, okay, yeah, I'm gonna use these kind of pictures for it. And I'm gonna use a little lobster claw clip. And I'm also gonna need an extender chain. Okay. And do I have the gold extender chain here? Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Okay. So while my bracelet is drying out, I'm gonna put together the fixtures, and on one end it's gonna be a lobster carabin, and on the other end it's gonna be a chain. I like having extender chain on the ends of the bracelets because it's easier to put it on with one hand if you have a chain to hold onto. Okay, so where are my favorite little pliers? Okay. So I'm adding the clip and the chain with the, okay, not sure it's visible. It's too shiny. Yeah, it's too shiny. So I added the clip, and I'm gonna add the chain to another cord end. And then we're gonna cut the excess sweat cord from the bracelet and put up the fixtures, and this is gonna be it. Okay, so I think it's dried out well enough, and so I'm just gonna cut the ends. Okay. And to add up the fixtures, like they have this little sharp teeth on the end. Again, so I can just put it on the ends and press on them, so they will hold the ends. But I usually like to add a little drop of a super glue to make sure it will stay where it's supposed to stay. I'm using a gel super glue for that, because the liquid one, it will just make everything sticky, and it will cover all my fingers with it. So I like this um, gel super glue. Well, it can be different brand. It just should be a little like thicker than a liquid one. Then it makes it possible to work with for such project. Okay, so one end is ready, and just a little bit of the glue on the second one. Okay, and it doesn't dry out instantly, so I have like a couple like seconds to put the cord, and even if I like the first time, if I put it not as straight as I would like, I can adjust it because the gel doesn't dry out as fast. So okay, so this is it. The bracelet is ready. I'm gonna put it on, and I like how it turned out. So this is why I like to have a chain. So it's tricky to do it yourself. So what you can do, you can hold on to the end of the chain, and then you can use your second hand to put up the carabin, or you can ask someone to help you, which is gonna be easier. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. You can find very similar bracelet in my Etsy shop. And and just another reminder, we are offering free shipping on all our orders within the US, from the amount of $35, and no codes is needed for that. And we also offering free shipping within Canada for the amount of 50 Canadian dollars, and you will need to apply the code stay safe, no blanks, just stay safe altogether in the checkout, to take advantage of this offer. And we are planning to have this offer by the end of the year. We started offering it in March this year, as soon as pandemic hit. So, and people were stuck at home and shopping online, so we decided to have this offer for some extended period of time, while we don't know how it will all unfold. So this was it about my craft project for today, and we have like about 20 minutes left by the end of this stream. And the next thing I wanted to show you and talk about is the craft supplies I have in my shop. So a little bit of the backstory. When the pandemic started, we took all kinds of the precautions for ourselves to make sure we didn't catch the virus. And one of the things, and also to make sure that if we catch it and we don't know, we won't spread it to other people, because it can't be asymptomatic. So one thing which we made sure to get, I think it was in the beginning of March, no, in the middle of the March, it was a face covering or face mask. It was before it, like our public health officials started recommending wearing it, because we were learning about the all the pandemic situation in the world, and we were not sure how it would unfold where we live in New Brunswick. So um, we went ahead and made one of the masks ourselves. And though my husband works with leather and he makes all kind of leather goods, he doesn't use a regular sewing machine for fabric, which we have, but we rarely use, and we don't have much experience with it. And so the what I'm saying, the mask which we made wasn't very beautiful, but it worked. We used our one of our daughter's smaller size onesies, which we cut into pieces, and so we had a fabric, and but we didn't have any elastic for the ear loops. And I thought, look, that's just elastic. I'm gonna buy it online. I'm gonna order it on Amazon or on Etsy. And then I went online. It was like, as I said, like the middle of the March. I couldn't find it online anywhere. And I checked the local stores. I checked Amazon and Etsy, and all I could find were some elastic from like China, which would take like a months or 2 months to get here. And I was so like so surprised by that, but I realized that probably it was um like it was like a lot of people wanted to buy it, and that's why it was out of stock everywhere. So what we used for our ugly DEY mask was elastic bra straps. And again, it didn't look pretty, but it worked. And but it gave me a thought that like probably not only me is struggling with this issue. And then I started noticing that some of the people who I know were starting making the fabric mask, and they were looking for supplies and weren't able to find them anywhere. And again, I had just had it in on the back of my mind. And then like maybe a week or two after that, I was ordering some jewelry supplies and some supplies for the leather shop. And at the website where I usually order it, I noticed that they added like a section of the elastic and other supplies to make the mask. And I thought, why I wouldn't order a couple of rolls, at least for myself, or like for people who I know, and in case they need it. So I went ahead with this first order, and I made a post about it, firstly just in the local Facebook group. And I think like I sold out the first batch in like about a few days. So, and more people were asking about it, so I went ahead and I ordered another batch, and then I listed it on Etsy too, and I started shipping the elastic and other supplies um, to all different places where people needed it. And I feel very passionate about it. I love to support makers who uh, who are doing these amazing jobs of making the masks themselves, and I always make sure to ship out the supplies at the first place. So um, I also, in my Etsy shop, I also sell obviously my jewelry, so I can hold on a little bit on a jewelry order, but usually like it's like 3-4 days for the jewelry order. But I make sure to ship out the supplies orders first, like within 1 or 2 days, because I know that if people are ordering them online, they are hoping to get them as fast as possible. And yeah, I just want to make sure it's getting out fast. And then I also offering different expedited shipping options. And actually, like for the closer locations, like for New Brunswick, for Quebec, and for Ontario, and also like Atlantic Canada, I can expedite to UPS or Purolator for the same rate as Canada Post, but it will take faster to get. So I do all I can to make sure the supplies are getting to the people who need them fast enough, because as you might know, like the shipping time, it's a big issue. It has been a big issue since March, and all shipping carriers, they now don't accept the claims for the deliveries which are not made in time. Yeah, because it has been a tough time for everyone, and we understand it, but sometimes like Canada Post shipping time is so long that it makes everyone frustrated, me as a shop owner and my customers. So when I can, I try to use the alternative shipping providers like UPS, Purolator, Canper, DHL, and sometimes it would cost some extra for my customers, and I'm glad to offer it. And if it doesn't cost anything extra versus Canada Post, or if the difference is small enough, I just switch to the alternatives without even getting them to know. And yeah, and as I said, I love to connect with the makers who are making masks, and um, I had so great experience with many of them. I have even some makers from other provinces in Canada sending me their masks as a thank you for their great service, which I really appreciated. And I also kind of bought, and I also bought some masks from the local makers in Moncton, or I kind of exchange my supplies for the ready masks. So everyone was happy. So right now, what I'm planning to do, I'm gonna show you what kind of supplies I have and how they work, and show one of the masks from the local makers who were using these supplies in their masks. So let's get started here. I'm gonna bring a box with my supplies on this table, and I'm gonna chat about it. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing I'm gonna chat about is elastic for masks. So I have a couple of different options now listed in my Etsy shop. The first one is a regular heavy stretch elastic, the flat one. So I have them in black and white color. This is the thickest option I have. It is about like it's 8 millimeters thick, which is about of 3/8 of the inch. Okay, that's not how I supposed to show it. So you can see on my ruler how thick it is. And I also have the same one in white color. So this is by far the most popular elastic I sell, and people may use it to make just a regular ear loops, but because it's so thick, I'm not sure this is the best option for the ear loops. So I like how one of the local makers is using this type of elastic to make their to make it go around the head. So this is how she's using it. This is a mask by Ruth Ann from Moncton, and I just love it. I love how it fits around the head, and it's very comfortable. So it's not pulling on the ears, and it has also these ties on the bottom. Okay, so that's my best suggestions on how to use this elastic. But as I said, a lot of makers are using it just for the regular ear loops, which will also work. But my suggestion would be for the ear loops to use the same type of elastic, but just the skinnier one. So this one is about 5 millimeters thick. Okay, where is the end? Oh, okay, so it's much skinnier, and I'm just gonna show it. It's about a quarter inch big, so it won't hurt your ears because it's lighter. Yeah, and I also have it in black and in white color. Yeah, so the next one, which I absolutely love, it's a round nylon elastic. So this is elastic which is similar to the one which is used in like medical grade masks. It's very soft and stretchy and light, and it's also like thin, so it's about 3 millimeters width. And I have one mask from another maker made with this type of elastic. Here you can see the loop, and it fits so well. Like I'll just tell you, it because it's so light, like I don't feel it on my ears. It's not pulling my ears, not sticking out from my head. So I really like this kind of elastic. And I have it just in white color, and I also have a similar elastic which is a little bit more thinner. It's like 2.5 millimeters thick, and it's also soft and stretchy. And yeah, it will work in similar way. And I also like this type of elastic. It's also something which is usually used in medical grade masks. So it's made of the nylon, but it's not rounded. It's kind of flat. If you may see here, it's kind of flat, and it also fits very nicely on the ear loops. I don't have any masks made with it, but it's like, as I said, it's very close to what you may see in the medical grade masks, and it's because it's flat, I think it's easier to stitch it to the mask. I'm not a sewer myself, unfortunately, but I think this is like a nice option to use. And I also have it just in the white color. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't make them in all kind of crazy colors. So this was it for the elastic, which I have in my Etsy shop. And yeah, you can go and check it and see more pictures and descriptions for each of them. And the next thing I wanted to show you is the nose wires I have. Okay. So I have two different types of the plastic covered nose wires. Let me show you the difference. So the first one is single cord nose wire. So it's nice and flexible, and you can shape it easily. And it has, as I said, single cord of the wire, which is covered in plastic. So I know, like in the beginning, where this wasn't available, many makers were using like a bread ties or uh, some kind of wires they could get their hands on for that. And if you use just the regular wire, the sharp end can start hurting your nose bridge and sticking out. So these wires, I'm just gonna plug my laptop so it won't die on me. Okay, yeah. So because the end is covered with the plastic, and it's gonna make it much more comfortable. Yeah, so this is the first type of wire I have, and I have it in three different lengths. So this is the shortest 4 inches one, and I also have it in 6 inches and in 8 inches. So this is the longest one. This is like 8 inches long. So, and the most popular one is actually the shortest one, or like 6 inches one. By some people, they buy the long one, and I think they just put it through the whole all top part of the masks, which, yeah, it's each one's preference. So, and the second type of the nose wire I have, it's a double core wire, so it's thicker. It's about 5 millimeters thick versus this one. The first one is about 3 millimeters. So there are two. Okay, I'll put this back. There are two little wires inside, and again, it's covered with a plastic, so the ends won't be sharp and hurting the nose. And it's more sturdy than the first one. This is more pliable, softer one. So this will keep the shape better. And some like makers, they were asking me like which one would I recommend, and I have the masks with both types of this wire, and I think I like both of them. I don't know, it's like I always offer um to get a free sample from me if you're not sure what you would like to use more. So I would be happy to add a couple of pieces of different nose wires so you can try them out and decide which one you like better. Oh, actually, in these masks made by Roots, uh, she put up their thicker double core wire inside. So yeah, it keeps shape really well. Yeah, okay. So, and these double core wire I also have in 3 different lengths, again 4, 6, and 8 inches long. And another type of wire I wanted to show you guys. It's wire with adhesive backing. So it looks like an aluminum stick. So if you peel it off, it's sticky here. So you can use it inside the mask on the wire braid and kind of stitch it there. And I guess it will be easier because it has a sticky backing, so it won't move there. Or how I use this type of stick, I put them on top of the mask. So, okay, I'll just take on this mask. So because I'm wearing, normally I'm wearing glasses and my glasses are big, they get foggy each time I wear it with mask, which drives me nuts because I can't see anything. And even if the mask has a nose bridge inside, sometimes it's not enough because my glasses are like this big, and no matter like how hard I press here, it's still, yeah, they still got foggy. So what I do, I like to peel it off and I put it on the middle of my nose bridge, and then I press it here. So yeah, so it looks like that, and it helps shape it better. And one thing you want to consider if you do that, and then you will wash your mask, it's better to take it off before putting into the washing machine, so it won't get stuck anywhere there. And you might not be able to reuse it one more or two more times, but it might not get sticky at some point. So yeah, usually I use it like 2 to 3 times, and then you may add some glue and put it back, or you can just throw it. So yeah, just an option. And it's also keeping shape very well. It's very like sturdy here. So this was it for the nose wires, and I just wanted to show you a new products which I'm gonna add to my Etsy shop soon. I just need to take the pictures and put up the description. So I got this rubber um, rubber cord end adjusters. So I have two different types. This one look like a round little peel, and it has a little hole here and a bigger hole on the opposite side. And it will work on different kinds of elastic, be it like a flat regular one or like the nylon one. So all you'll need to do to thread it there, you'll need to take a needle and you'll go inside of this little button, and then you'll take a piece of elastic here. So maybe, yeah, I'll use this right one. And you kind of thread it through it. So what does these cord adjusters does? If you put them on the ear loops, the people would be able to adjust their lengths, because sometimes because not all the loops fit every shape of the face, so it's nice to have it on the ends of the ear loops. And as I said, they would work on the regular flat elastic or on the nylon one. So I have this round type of the cord adjuster, and I also have a barrel shaped one, which is the same idea. So it looks like a little barrel, and it has a little hole on one end and a bigger hole on the second end, and it works the similar way. And it's also gonna be available in black or white color. So I think this was it of what I wanted to show you guys, and what I wanted to talk about today. I'm so grateful for everyone who was watching it, and I hope you guys enjoy the market and take advantage of the promotions and deal we have. And yeah, just have a nice Sunday and have fun with it. Thank you so much for everyone who was watching. See you.